Welcome to another episode of Bethany Talks About Stuff. I am your host, Bethany F. DeVors, author of the Sea Addressing Chronicles, available from Amazon. And this is my guest, Rick DeVors. Say hello.
Hello.
We're American.
America.
Not British.
Well, we were British before we became Americans. Right? Hello.
So, to get us started, I need to give a little bit of a disclaimer. This episode is a strong PG-13, so there will be some language and some themes that may not be suitable for young children. So I'm putting that out there now to get us started because of my guest.
That means Rick's going to cuss.
Yes, it does, actually. I was warned before we started, so I'm putting out that disclaimer, and I'll also put it in the show notes below. So today's theme, in case you couldn't tell by the ginormous flag behind us, is the 4th of July.
Independence Day.
Independence Day. And, whoops, wrong way. It's in my DNA.
Hello.
I don't really know why he's British for this.
Because you haven't gotten to the right part yet. Oh, jolly old chap.
So, in accordance to today's theme, this is the Declaration of Independence. Or
Which I shall, what am I doing?
I guess he's going to do an interpretive dance while I read.
Something like that while she reads.
The introduction to the Declaration of Independence. In Congress, July 4th, 1776. The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Now I can speak American.
That unique language, American.
Well, they do call it American English.
It is American English.
Yes.
Correct. So,
why? Because we're not British anymore. We kick their arses right on back across the water. Bam.
But now we're friends, so it's cool.
Are we, though? Okay, if you say so.
We have to be friends with the British because Henry Cavill is British. So it's important that we maintain good relations. Just saying.
Who's that person and what does that mean?
Wow. I don't even know how you're related to me. So today, in honor of the 4th of July, we are discussing our favorite patriotic movies. So I said, Rick, let's do 5 each. And I did say let's include series.
I broke out my George Washington outfit for this program.
It's, yeah.
I played George Washington in a play one time. That's where this came from.
In a play?
Fine Arts Center, Camden, South Carolina. Historic Camden, South Carolina. Site of a Revolutionary War battle.
Yes, it was.
We lost, but, you know, hey, we tried.
We gave it the old college
yeah,
try.
That's right.
Well, so anyways, on that note, we're going to talk about our 5 favorite patriotic movies. And Rick has informed me that not only does he have a list of movies, but he has decided to share his favorite quote from said movie.
Which I will dramatize as I quote it.
Lucky us.
You're welcome.
I don't have quotes for my movies. I don't feel like I need to share them.
I think I'll add quotes to yours.
You know, your watch went off in our last episode together.
See, that means it's a certain time. That's what that little buzzing means. I've learned that over the years.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, so I'm going to let Rick go first with his entire list, and then I will follow up with mine, which I'm sure he will mock, but I'll probably mock his too. So, all fair, love, and war, right?
Not so much love going on, a lot of war. Okay, so let's go to number 1, because it's not really number 1 on my list, but it's number 1 on my list. Figure that out. Anyway, Since we're doing patriotism and we're doing this on the 4th of July, guess what? My first movie starts with the word patriot. And guess what it ends with? Patriot. Because it is the Patriot.
That's nice.
Mel Gibson.
What is very notable about the Patriot in relation to us?
They're Americans. Pew pew.
You
And it was filmed in the state of South Carolina.
Thank you.
Entirely in the state of South Carolina.
like, I know he's going to mention that because we did our practice run through and he mentioned it. So I'm like, got to make sure you mention that again.
It was filmed in the year 2000. That would be 21 years back for those of you who have done Common Core math. See, I want to explain this to you. We didn't have that in 1776. We just counted numbers. That's all we did. Anyway.
Oh, my word.
21 years ago, this movie was filmed entirely in the state of South Carolina. And, little side note, yours truly has been to every site where this movie was filmed. Because I can. Would you like me to give you a little history of the movie?
Oh, okay.
Would you like me to tell you about it? Maybe somebody's not seen it. Have you seen it?
I have seen it.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them. Have you seen it? They said yes. Okay. But I'm still going to tell you a little bit about it, just in case someone out there hasn't seen it. You're welcome. Mel Gibson plays Colonel...
It's always an adventure.
Yes. He plays Colonel Benjamin Martin, whose character is loosely based on another South Carolina patriot, Francis Marion, the Swamp Fox. But in the movie, he was called the Ghost. Why?
Why'd they do that?
Huh?
Why did they do that?
Call him the Ghost?
Yeah.
Because he snuck around in the swamps.
And
there was fog, and he appear and disappear like a ghost.
Why didn't they just stick with Francis Marion and call him the Swamp Fox?
Because they couldn't. Or I guess they could, but they chose not to. You know why they chose not to?
No.
Because they're Americans and they can choose what they want.
It was a good movie. I saw The Patriot.
Great movie. The most almost accurate portrayal of the Revolutionary War. Almost.
Do you remember it?
Do I remember it?
The Revolutionary War.
I do. I was there, 1776.
It went on for a little while.
Yes, here we are. 2021, still going on, by the way. Viva la Revolution. Anyway, I have a quote from the movie. My favorite line from the movie came not from Mel Gibson, but came from an old parson. That's right, Reverend Oliver. What did Reverend Oliver say?
I'm sure you're going to tell us.
I am. Heath Ledger goes into the church to recruit people for the cause. Gives a little speech. Next thing you know, I'm reenacting.
I see that, yeah.
Okay. So the parson comes down off of the pulpit, throws on his hat, grabs a rifle, and here's what he says. A shepherd has to tend his flock, and at times fight off the wolves. That would be those damn British.
Except Henry Cavill. I like Henry Cavill. Anyways.
I'm at a loss for words right now.
I can't believe you don't know who he is.
Why are we talking about this British man when we're clearly
Why would
celebrating
we not?
America?
Okay, all right. Move on to your next movie. Let's do this.
Okay, next one also has the word patriot in it. Why? Because we're talking about patriotism. Patriot Day. Boom, yeah. 2016, Marky Mark in another movie. He made my other list. You remember that?
I do remember that.
I like Marky Mark.
Marky Mark is your dude.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg, except I don't like his music. He's okay as an actor. Anyway, great movie. Mark Wahlberg plays a composite character called Sergeant Tommy Saunders, excuse me. You know, he's from Boston.
So he's not like Colonel Sanders from KFC.
He had a quad with his water. And
that accent was spot on.
I know. It's uncanny, the abilities I have. Anyway, this is actually based on a true story of the Boston Marathon bombing and the subsequent search for those who committed this heinous act. And his character was, like I said, based on a composite, but all the other characters portrayed in the movie were actually real. Great movie, and it shows how America steps up when someone tries to come on our turf and do something bad. So I'm going to dramatize this line.
Here we go.
This is Sergeant Tommy Saunders, and this is going to require me getting close to you for a moment.
Oh.
Okay, ready?
No.
Let me take the hat off. I'm gonna take the hat off. Okay. I've got these images in my head. They won't go away.
You're not getting paid for this. I just want you to know that. You're working real hard. Thank you for the dramatization.
You're welcome.
So,
yeah,
that
picture
was,
day.
that was an inspiring quote, by the way.
Yes. The images in his head.
Carry that with me.
You should.
Okay, move on to the next on your list.
If I only had a helmet, I could stand by the flag. Oh.
Please don't tear up my studio.
I'm tearing up Beth's studio, and I don't even care. You know why? Because I'm now reenacting a man called Patton.
Oh, my word.
Patton. Remember the opening scene? Big American flag, and he's giving a speech to the troops. That's right. 1970. George C. Scott playing General George S. Patton. Greatest movie ever, by the way. Top of my list, all-time movies. So long that they had to put an intermission in the DVD. Hell yes. That's American right there. Because we created intermissions. I feel like we did.
I'm pretty sure we didn't.
Well, let's say we did. Let's say we did.
But because it's America and we do everything well, we perfected it.
Correct.
Just saying.
We invented it, then we perfected it. That's the way we roll.
I'm pretty sure that's not right.
Okay. Anyway. General George Patton, World War II. Big WW2. Kick a little Nazi ass. And here's the scene. Picture this. I'm Patton. Standing on a hill. Panzer tanks are rolling toward me. Here, that's the sound effect. That's the mechanized unit coming across the field. What's Patton do? He looks down. He knows Rommel's out there somewhere. And he says, Rommel, you magnificent bastard. I read your book. And he proceeded to use his own book to kick his arse. We use British
That's
term.
funny. It was funny.
Yes.
Patton was a good movie.
Patton was the best movie. Is the best movie.
We're going to have to agree to disagree on that one. But it was a good movie. It was a good movie. Was that your quote?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure we're not going to be subjected to another
I mean, I can do more.
No thanks. We got it.
I got them. They're all up here.
It's okay. No, Patton was really good. That was really actually a good movie.
I feel like you're just saying that.
No, I love where he smacks one of his soldiers around who was kind of losing it. Our grandfather fought in World War II, and my mom told the story that he had, he'd been promoted, but he got demoted again because he punched somebody in the face.
Probably deserved it.
Pretty sure he did. Granddaddy didn't just run around socking people in the face, so.
Seems to be a family trait. We only punch those who need punching.
I mean.
Fair enough, right?
Yeah, that's what I say.
Some people need punching in the face. I'm just saying. Mike Tyson says it. He does it.
I'm not sure that would be our standard.
He's an American.
He's also bit somebody's ear off.
That's pretty American, too.
That is not American. Biting people's ears off.
Yes. That's extreme American.
That's nasty.
Then he was in the movie Hangover.
Oh. I think we should just move on to the next movie.
Okay, next movie. I chose another war. Have you noticed a theme here?
I'm starting to, yes.
There's lots of killing, bloodletting. This one's from Vietnam. We were soldiers. This one also is based on a true story. This one has no composite characters. These are it. These are the people from the book that Lieutenant Colonel Hal Moore wrote about the first major engagement of U.S. troops in Vietnam. Great movie. If it doesn't make you feel proud to be an American, and it also gives some redemption, I think, to the soldiers who fought in Vietnam that didn't get the credit they deserve when they came back home.
Okay, so we had a little interruption, but I want to make sure that Rick gets his quote in because that's very important to him.
I'm going to take the hat off so you can see my white hair. My quote doesn't come from Lieutenant Colonel Hal Moore. It comes from Sergeant Major Plumley, the oldest guy in the unit. Moore is telling the troops, we're family. You hear me? We're family. Gets done with his little speech. Everybody looks at the Sergeant Major. Sergeant Major looks at them. He says, and you sons of bitches, call me Grandpa, I'll kill you. Best line in the movie, and I use it all the time at work.
Well, quite a quote to live by.
Yes, it is.
I actually saw We Were Young. It was very good.
We Were Soldiers.
We Were Soldiers and Young Ones. Wasn't that the actual
That's the
full
book.
name
That
of
was
the book?
Yeah.
Sorry, so I got that confused. But I did see that movie. It was really good, and I just think it's shameful the way Vietnam vets were treated when they came home. It really was. So I'm glad that there was a movie that showed, that
Positive image.
right. I mean, they were serving their country, doing their duty, and a scene that really stuck out with that movie for me was when they started to notify their loved ones when the soldiers were being killed, and they weren't prepared, right? So didn't they have a taxi driver or something?
They were having taxi drivers deliver telegrams
telling people that their
Pentagon,
spouse or whoever, their loved one, was killed in action. It was terrible. It was just completely gut-wrenching. That and the part where they were peeing on the mortar because it was overheating. That really stuck out in my brain.
Guys just do that for fun.
I guess. I used to do World War II reenacting, and the group I worked with, I think they just didn't think of me like a woman. If they needed to pee, they just peed. It was wherever. And I was just like...
Because we're dudes. That's what we do.
Evidently.
Dude stuff. Bro.
That was a lot of fun, though. World War II reenacting was a lot of fun. I am that geek. Anyway, moving on.
I feel like you took up a lot of my time.
I don't care.
I know you don't.
It's my show.
So guess what? We've made it to number 5.
Yay!
See,
it's almost over.
Shh. See, I've covered the Revolutionary War. I have covered Vietnam. Mm-hmm. I've covered domestic terrorism, right?
World War II.
World War II. I think I already said that.
No, you didn't.
Okay, well, now we're saying it.
Yep.
Now, I'm getting ready to cover the Great Czechoslovakian conflict. Little known footnote in American history. And the movie that was made about this conflict was called Stripes.
Stripes was fiction.
1981. Was it, though? I feel like it was real. They had an RV that shot things and blew up stuff. I like it. I want one of those.
It was funny.
1981. Bill Murray. Right?
Yeah.
Bill
Murray.
Who else? Go ahead.
Harold Ramis.
Oh, you saw this movie.
John Candy. I've seen Stripes.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, when I saw Stripes is I borrowed it from you. Way back in the day. I think we were still working at the nuclear pharmacy.
That explains why it's scratched.
It was a VHS tape.
Explains why it was warped.
Whatever. It was funny.
I want my 8-tracks back, too.
What?
Yes. Bill Murray plays John Winger. I just like to say Winger because it's an American name. He and his buddy join the army. They go in there, do a little something. The drill instructor gets blown to smithereens, and they have to finish their training themselves. Why? Because they're Americans. Nothing stops them.
That was so funny. Nobody thought to reassign somebody, so they just kind of kept going.
That's right.
Do what diddy dum diddy do.
Doing this hat, dancing my little fancy hat, and my little frilly things. Mm-hmm. Okay, so right before the graduation of boot camp, John Winger gives a speech.
That's Bill Murray.
That dude. Listen to these words. Truer Americanisms have never been spoken.
Okay.
We're all very different people. We're not Watusi. We're not Spartans. We're Americans. With a capital A. And do you know what that means? Do you? That means that our forefathers were kicked out of all the decent countries of the world. We are the wretched refuse. We are the underdogs. We are mutts. That's
Darn
American.
straight. Yep.
Remember? Nose was cold. Mutt. Remember? Tested his buddy's nose. It's cold. Mutt.
No, I actually don't remember that part. It's been a few years since something. Don't touch me. Anyway, Stripes is a very funny movie.
Patriotic. And here's a little trivia for you about Stripes. Well, here's two little pieces of trivia. The Great Battle in Czechoslovakia was actually filmed at the most American place there is, the Jim Beam Bourbon Factory in Louisville, Kentucky. God bless America.
What's your other piece of trivia?
What is it?
I don't know. You tell me.
I forgot. What was I going to say?
Don't know.
There was trivia.
You said there were two pieces of trivia.
Yes.
You told us about the...
I got very excited about the bourbon
You did
factory.
get excited about the bourbon factory.
Oh.
Kentucky's a very American place, too.
America. They filmed the movie at Fort Knox.
Yeah,
So
that
it
was...
actually,
Yeah.
No, but that's not the trivia. I know what
No.
the trivia is. This movie was instrumental in helping rebuild the United States Army after the Vietnam War. Recruitment was down, and after this movie, the Department of Defense said that Army recruitment actually went up after people viewed Stripes.
Oh, my goodness.
That's American.
I feel like they probably didn't know what they were getting into, though.
Yes, they did.
Army was really not like Stripes.
RVs with big guns, fighting off the Czechoslovakians, going on vacation in Germany. Hell yeah.
In any case, obviously, ridiculous respect for people who join the military. Keep us free.
And Bill Murray for keeping us free.
Do what diddy-dum diddy-do.
Okay. Your turn.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome. I feel like I'm the host
I feel like you think you're the host.
with the most.
Wow. Well, my 5 is a very different kind of list, but still patriotic movies.
Are they though?
Now, I have to say, when I was looking up movies, so I think almost everybody does this. If you do a list kind of show, you always look at other people's lists to see what other people have picked. Did I forget something? Oh, yeah, that movie was funny or good or whatever. I was surprised at how many of these movies I have not seen. But you know what? On your list, I think Patriot Day was the only one I hadn't seen. So I had actually seen all yours. So.
Well, that's an improvement from the cop movies.
It is definitely. I had at least seen most of the movies on your list. Of course, it was a shorter list, too, but, you know. So my list is pretty pure geeky stuff, but still patriotic. So
I'll translate that for you later.
What's that?
I'll translate that for them later. That can be translated commie pinko.
I had to be the only kid in school that knew what a commie pinko was supposed to be, because Ricky always called us all commie pinkos.
Well, if you would have stopped being commie pinkos, I wouldn't have called
Now,
you that.
like when our nieces and nephews were little, we'd call them a commie pinko. They had no idea what we were talking about. What's a commie pinko?
Don't worry, I educated them. That's what I'm here for.
What was it you put in the twins' card one year that they'd graduated from something to maggot, pond scum to maggot or something?
Yeah.
The love in our family. Anyway.
I tried to show it.
My list is quite different, but I still think quite appropriate. So, I'm going to start from number 5 down to 1. Mine are actually in order from least favorite to most favorite. So.
Oh, look at you being efficient.
Well, I know, right? So number 5, you're going to absolutely hate, but I actually chose Hamilton. I knew you wouldn't like it, but
let me take a moment of silence here.
I really liked Hamilton, and particularly the first act, where it really there's a lot of portrayal of what the battles in America and George Washington and Alexander Hamilton, and
You do know Hamilton was a real figure, and he wasn't dancing when he did all of his stuff, right?
I'm quite aware of that. Thank you. But he should have been dancing.
Probably should have, because he was wrong about a lot of stuff. That's for
We're
another
not
podcast.
even getting into that. Anyways, I picked Hamilton because during the songs, particularly when America finally wins. I just like, it makes me feel proud to be an American. That's patriotism, right?
I'm proud to be an American. What's the rest of it?
Where at least I know I'm free. And we don't have the rights to that song, so shut up. My number 4 movie is Saving Private Ryan, which I think everybody should have to watch like once. It's not one. My ex-husband used to watch Saving Private Ryan every June 6th to commemorate D-Day. But it is not one I want to watch over and over, but I think everybody should have to watch it once, just like I think everybody should have to watch Schindler's List at least once to remember.
I feel like you're deviating from the list.
Saving Private Ryan has one of the most epic film versions of the storming of the beaches of Normandy on D-Day. Mm-hmm. And everybody has said, people who were veterans who were there, it was like, it's pretty darn accurate. I mean, nothing's ever going to be exactly like what actually happened, but they say it's pretty accurate at capturing the horror of what those men went through to keep us free and basically save the world. So, Saving Private Ryan. Again, I don't want to watch it all the time because it's depressing and sad, but...
Oh, look, you picked a good movie for your list. I'm proud of you. 1 out of 2 isn't bad.
So for number 3, I don't have movie quotes because I just don't.
You want me to reenact the movies for you?
No, thanks. I'm good. So my number 3 movie is Rocky IV.
Adrian! Adrian!
Okay, Rocky IV obviously is Sylvester Stallone as Rocky still, and it's the Rocky in which he fights the Russian. So early in the movie, the Russian boxers like, I can beat anybody, even these Americans. This is right during the middle of the Cold War. You know, we were still at the height of the Cold War, so Russia bad, everything's bad, you know, communism bad, which is still true today. I don't care what you hear.
That would make them what? Commie pinkos.
So anyway, so Apollo Creed fights the Russian in America. And that's where you have that big epic "Living in America," you know, with James Brown, right? You know.
Oh, I was doing the backup singers.
Yep, that was fantastic. I'm so proud.
You're welcome.
But he ends up getting killed. The Russian actually kills him in the boxing match.
It was sad.
It was sad. It was actually sad. Like.
It's Apollo Creed.
Apollo Creed, yeah.
He was wearing red, white, and blue.
Yep. So, Rocky decides to get back into the game. And the Russian says, well, I'll only fight you in Russia. So Rocky actually goes to Russia, trains there, and fights him. And he shows such spirit and heart that the Russians actually start cheering for Rocky by the end of the match.
But you know what Rocky said? Adrian!
I don't actually think he said that.
Not in that movie.
Not in that one.
Well, I think it carried over from the first one to the fourth.
But you know, if I was going to have to quote something from that one, it would be, "I will break you." The Russian, "I will break you."
Gotta do a little more hate. I will break you.
I'm not full of hate.
You get that way, get mean.
I will break you.
That's better. There you go.
I feel like that was much worse. And the accent went right out the window.
Watch me.
I will break you.
Good. Now I'm going to portray Rocky. Bam! I broke you.
Shit. Okay, so my number 2.
Yes.
And I'm cheating a little bit here, but...
No, say it ain't so.
All the Captain America movies. Because it's Captain America! America. Captain America. Wait a minute, no, I'm over here. America.
It's a comic book.
He's a comic book character that embodies America. So, you know, the first one, Captain America, the first Avenger, takes place in World War II. And he sucks Hitler in the jaw. It's awesome.
Like this?
I will hit you for real. Like
I'm Captain America.
Better stop.
Oh, I was just reenacting it for you.
We're going to throw down right here in my office/studio.
There'll be some American grappling.
But, you know, I'm just going to keep moving. There are other themes in the other Captain America movies that I think are very patriotic about not living in fear, not people having personal liberty, and I don't think that was actually intentional, but to me it was that's very American. Personal liberty, personal responsibility, freedom.
I feel like you missed the whole point of the Captain America thing. You know what's really the most American? We created the comic book. I feel like we did. And if we didn't, we should have. So let's say we did.
We're not fact-checking that. We don't have time. Whatever.
Need fact
Just let him
checkers.
think what he thinks.
That's right.
All right. So number one.
Number one.
This is why I said we have to have a series.
Oh, gosh.
Band of Brothers.
Is that a movie? I think not.
I said it's a series. I said miniseries. Band of Brothers was a series that was released on HBO. It's been a long time. Tom Hanks produced it. It was so good. It was so good. I think it's 10 parts. I don't remember. Several episodes, several parts. And it started with, it followed the 101st Airborne, Easy Company, throughout the war. They dropped in behind enemy lines right like the night before D-Day to help try to, knock out the guns before the beach landings, and it follows him all the way through the end of...
I'm coming down in my parachute.
Get him, Siri! Come here, babe!
I'm being attacked by Nazi dogs right now.
Call my dog a Nazi dog. She's American. She's American pit bull. You're a good girl. Get him. Eat him up. The tail's wagging.
Pew pew.
Yeah, she ain't scared. But she was like, what is happening in there? Anyway, it follows Easy Company all the way through the end of the war. And it's just, again, another one of those things that makes you realize what people went through to keep us free, safe, and stop the Nazi regime. It was really, really good. And I have to thank my ex-husband for that, because he was the one who introduced me to this series. And it was just, I actually have the box set. It's really good. Now that one I will watch over and over, not like all the time.
Do we have to thank our exes for stuff?
I guess you don't have to.
Okay, thank you.
But I personally appreciate, thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Band of Brothers is awesome. Now, if you haven't seen, have you seen Band of Brothers?
Never seen it.
What? No.
Because it's not a movie.
So you only watch movies?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you didn't watch MASH, the TV show?
Look.
What about Archie Bunker?
Of course I watched Archie Bunker.
Did you watch Sanford and Sons?
Yes.
Son?
Yes.
So you watch TV?
Back in the day.
Okay, you need to watch Band of Brothers. I will loan it to you, but I better get it back.
I feel like this is a trap.
It's not a trap. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. You'll love it. If you like Patton, you'll love Band of Brothers.
I don't like Patton. I love Patton.
So that's my list. I had a couple of honorable mentions. Independence Day.
They were aliens. Oh, God help us.
Armageddon.
Oh, my. What are we moved into space for?
And Hidden Figures.
What is that?
Hidden Figures.
What is
About
that?
the black women who were doing math to help the astronauts to help the Apollo program. And
Oh, Apollo. So let's talk about real American movies like Apollo 13.
Hidden Figures is great.
Or
Really, you'd actually like Hidden Figures. It's good.
The Right Stuff.
I had to really calm myself down. I almost put a bunch of like Apollo 13, The Right Stuff, and all that on here, but the list could have just really gone out of
I
control.
have not seen Hidden Figures. I need to watch that.
You do. It is really good. It's very good. Like, it was.
Was there any shooting in there?
No, there's no shooting. There's a lot of space stuff.
I feel like it's going to be boring.
It was very good. It was really good. That was my list. So.
Well, I feel like that it was best that I went first, since I had an actual list of true American movies versus your mini-series and whatever else you came up with there.
Armageddon. Don't want to close my eyes.
Oh,
I don't want to fall asleep.
'cause I miss you, babe.
And I don't want to miss a thing.
Okay, enough saying.
That really might get cut. Personally, I think America is still the greatest nation in the world, and I'm proud to be an American. I love this country, and I'm just really grateful that I was lucky enough to be born here.
Yes, and all joking aside, I am a true patriot. I love this country, and I will fight to the death to defend it.
So I was really excited to actually take a minute, and like Ricky said, all kidding aside, to, honor Independence Day and remember what we're all about, those inalienable rights. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let us know, do you agree with these movies? Was there a really great patriotic movie we left out? Or some of our movies atrocities? I'm sure I'm going to hear some of that. Just let us know your thoughts in the comments. Of course, like, share, subscribe, all the stuff you're supposed to do on social media. So for our game, for this episode, we're going to do 2 truths and a lie. And to prepare for this, I said, you brought 2 sets of 2 truths and a lie. And he's like, no. That was the intention. So Rick's going to make one up on a fly. So we'll see how that goes. But I have 2 sets of 2 truths and a lie. So how the game goes is I will make 3 statements, or he will make 3 statements. 2 of those statements are true, and 1 is a lie. And Rick will, like when I do mine, Rick will have to pick which one of those statements is a lie. And that's how you gain a point. Make sense?
So I'm going to take this hat off because, as George Washington, a man who could not tell a lie, I cannot play this game. No, I'm just Rick.
So I'll start since I actually have 2 sets. My first set is about my trip to Ireland. You ready?
Sure.
Okay. Statement 1, I kissed the Blarney Stone in Ireland. Statement number 2, I told a fella he was vile on the bus in Ireland. Statement number 3, I ignored the gorgeous scenery to pet a dog. Which one of these is a lie?
You kissed the Blarney Stone.
How did you know that?
Because I know you would have went for the dog.
I did go for the dog.
And you would tell somebody off.
I did.
Because she tells me off.
He was nasty. He was vile. I told him he was vile, and I couldn't deal with him, and I moved. He was a jerk. That's another whole podcast. But yes, I did not kiss the Blarney Stone whilst in Ireland. And they're like, oh, don't you want to kiss the Blarney Stone? You'll get the gift of gab. And I'm like, I already got it. I don't need that, thank you. We don't need to make it any worse.
You need to find the anti-Blarney Stone.
I had a friend tell me one time I could talk the paint off a wall, which is kind of what started the show. I'm like, well, I might as well make that work for me. So yeah, plus, so we walked up. Now, my travel buddy, W, did kiss the Blarney Stone. She was like, I am going to do this. I'm going to do this. So we walked up, and I've never been really like claustrophobic, but even I got a little like, there are not emergency exits in medieval castles. And you have to go up, and it's like single file in some of the little towers and stuff. We finally get up there, and they basically have to dangle you upside down. So I'm thinking the Blarney Stone, my whole life, I did not realize it was like in an arch at the top of the castle. And so they practically have to hang you upside down to reach up to like kiss the Blarney Stone. And I was like, no, I don't need that. Thank you. But she did it. She did. And it was funny. They told us, don't leave anything in your pockets. Make sure your friends are all like holding your stuff. She had her iPhone in her pocket. And sure enough, it fell out of her pocket. Thank goodness it had actually been raining that day. Because we went running down, like going down was a lot easier than going up. We went running down there, and her iPhone was literally stuck in the grass. Like straight up. I mean, we're talking like 3 stories or something. It was perfectly fine. So we had the luck of the Irish that day. It was a lot of fun. But no, I didn't. And I was also like, that's gross. They're like, well, we wipe it down. I'm like, no, thanks. No. I don't eat or drink after people either. Ugh.
I feel like the American thing to do in that situation, if you're not going to kiss the Blarney Stone, is to paint graffiti on it and set it on fire. That's what we do now.
No, that's not what we as a collective whole do.
Oh. That's what the news said. It's peaceful protest.
Well, I wasn't there to peaceful protest.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't there to any kind of protest.
The Irish did help those British folks out. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, I did our DNA test, and we are the whitest white folks alive. First, I want to point that out. And secondly, we're mainly Irish. We had a lot of Irish and Scottish. And since you and I are brother and sister, you share that same genetic makeup. You're welcome.
But the last name is French.
Well, we do have French.
which
too.
means we're lovers and fighters.
We like alcohol.
Sometimes
too.
we're conflicted, yes. But the alcohol helps with both. I'm just saying.
I told somebody, like every bit of what's in my DNA, all the different ethnicities are known for having bad tempers and liking booze. So don't tick me off because you just don't know.
Wow. All right, then. For you in the dating world, remember that if you ever come across our app. Just saying.
Fair enough. So, all right, let's hear yours. I'm gonna try to guess it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be really much worse at this than
So
you.
I'm supposed to read all three, and you've got to guess which one.
Right.
So once upon a time, yours truly had lunch with the entire cast and crew of the Army Wives.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, once in my life, I was working 4 jobs at one time. And number three, I have been on the security detail for 3 different U.S. presidents. Bam.
I think it's number 1. The cast of Army Wives. I don't think you did that.
I have a picture with Kim Delaney to prove otherwise.
Huh? So which one is false?
I only worked 3 jobs at one time.
Technicality.
But an untruth, still the same.
Wow.
Put the hat back on now that I've stopped lying.
Wow. All right. I'm going to do my second step. So, right,
Sure.
you have a point and I do not. So you're winning. This is...
Why? It's the hat.
I will get a point if you
It's
get
the
this
hat.
wrong. So, no, I won't.
Oh.
I just won't lose a point. Okay.
I
You only
feel
get a
like I
point
win.
for getting it right.
I feel like I'm going to win.
No, I got a chance to redeem myself. Of course, if you get this one, it really doesn't matter. Okay. This
I'm
is
listening.
this is your chance.
I'm listening.
All right. I entered a talent show to sing I Want a New Duck by Weird Al Yankovic. I tried out to be a cheerleader. And I briefly had a pet lizard.
Number 2. You tried out to be a cheerleader.
And I did. I did actually try out to be a cheerleader. I didn't make it.
I'm not sure whether to feel happy or sad about that.
I did not have a pet lizard.
I feel like you had other pets.
I did. I had lots of other pets. I had dogs, cats, hamsters. I had a guinea pig for a while.
I stopped keeping track.
We even had a rabbit once. That wasn't very long. We rehomed the rabbit pretty quick. That was not our cup of tea. But I have never had a lizard as a pet.
So you happy now that we're tied? We're not actually tied.
No.
I just didn't get a point.
Yeah.
So I'm still in the lead.
You're still in the lead. I have a chance to tie with you, but you didn't write a second set.
Okay. I'll take the hat off because I'm getting ready to lie.
Do you want it? Do you want to pause and think it through? Or are you really going to just wing it like this? I don't want. I can pause it.
Remember John Winger, American? Well, I'm winging it in honor of John Winger, American soldier.
All right, let's do this. All right. I'm looking for tails.
How are you now?
No, not really. I don't know how to do that.
Wow. Okay. Put my poker face on. Bam. There it is.
Such an idiot. All right, go.
Oh,
Spit them out. Let's go. We're running out of time.
Once upon a time, yours truly ran over an armed robber with a Cushman scooter.
Okay, what are your other two?
That's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2.
Armed robber with a scooter. Got it. Okay.
Once upon a time, yours truly ran over the mayor of Columbia, South Carolina with a motorcycle.
Okay, mayor with motorcycle. All right.
Number 3. Once upon a time, yours truly did something.
You ran out of steam, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Give yourself a second.
Wait. Once upon a time, in land far, far away,
Oh, my word.
there was a guy named Rick. You know what he did? He chased a turkey around Main Street, Bethune, South Carolina.
I think the second one is the lie. The mayor with the motorcycle.
Once again, I am the champion.
Well, which one is the lie then?
Chasing the turkey.
What? That seemed like the most... if y'all know Bethune, South Carolina, this actually seemed like the most likely of the three.
Well, there was a turkey running around Main Street, but I got my... That's when I was chief, so I could order other people to chase the turkey.
Got it.
Yes. Yes, I did run over an armed robber with a Cushman scooter, and I ran over the mayor of Columbia, South Carolina with a motorcycle.
I feel like they probably should have just got out of your way.
That's what I said. The mayor seemed to think differently.
When was that?
Well, I worked at Columbia Police Department.
Well, thank you. I probably could have figured that part out, like in the 80s.
I was chasing somebody, and I jumped up on the sidewalk with my Harley, and bad things happened after that. Mainly the mayor screaming my name as I rode down the street, because I knew him personally. I used to be on his security detail. Sorry, Mayor.
Well, you know that I did recognize that you had been on security detail for 3 different presidents. I knew that. See?
So, yes, that mayor's no longer alive, so I feel like I'm safe now telling that story.
Well, that's morbid.
Is it, though? I feel like it's safe, not morbid.
I'm a little disturbed that you knew I had saying I want a new duck in a talent show. Did you go?
No, but that just sounds like you.
It was awesome.
Was it, though?
Me and one of my cousins. We were going to lip sing it, but the teachers involved with the talent show said we weren't allowed to lip sing. We had to actually sing it. So we genuinely sang I Want a New Duck by Weird Al in matching outfits with props.
I'm going to buy Beth a lizard to complete her collection, her zoological collection.
I only have 2 dogs now. It's not like I have a menagerie going on in here.
Well, yeah, they're like horses, but they call them dogs.
They are big, but they're not that big. I have 2 pit bulls. If you've been watching this show, you probably know that already. And they're both rotten, and for some reason they always bark at Rick.
It's the hat.
It's because he's a dude. They're scared of men. I don't know. Well, actually, the younger one's just scared of everything and everybody because I'm a terrible pet owner and I haven't socialized her enough. But the other one has been scared of men since I got her.
Did you just call me a dude?
Did I?
You did. Okay. Let me clarify this for the world. I'm a man, damn it.
Wait, Robert Downey Jr. face again. Just throwing it in there.
American face again.
Anyway, that wraps up our game. 2 truths and a lie. Rick is the winner, and he gets nothing because I forgot to get a prize.
I get to sing us out.
No.
We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting to the end.
Queen was a British group.
I know. I'm mocking them because I'm an American.
No, you don't mock Queen.
I just did.
So thanks for joining us. 2 truths and a lie. Rick is the winner. Actually, not surprising because he's old, so he knows a lot of stuff.
I know stuff. I smoke cigars and I know stuff. That's what I do.
And thanks for joining us. Hopefully you'll join us again. Again, leave us a comment, like, share, subscribe. All that stuff just do on social media. And until we meet again, hang tight.